Some prisons punish. Some isolate. But a terrifying few, are so violent, so unforgiving, that their names alone send shockwaves through entire nations. These are the prisons where hope evaporates, where chaos has a heartbeat, and where even the guards pray they make it home at the end of each shift. Tonight, we count down the top 10 most dangerous prisons on Earth, and the notorious nicknames that made them legendary. These aren't correctional facilities. They are survival zones. Number 10. Tadmor Military Prison, Syria. Nickname, the Desert of No Return. Deep in the Syrian desert stood Tadmor Military Prison, a place whispered about even by those who never came near it. Inmates called it the Desert of No Return because inside, time vanished. The walls didn't just hold men, they erased them. Nights were unpredictable, filled with sudden boots hitting concrete, echoing commands, and the kind of silence that feels dangerous by itself. Tadmor wasn't a prison. It was a warning. Number 9. Bang Kwang Central Prison, Thailand. Also known as Big Tiger. Because it eats people alive. On the banks of the Chao Phraya River sits Bang Kwang, known across Thailand as Big Tiger. Why the name? Because once you enter, the prison consumes you. Heavy iron shackles bite into ankles for years. Cells overflow. Routines are merciless. Inmates describe Big Tiger as a place where sound carries differently, every metal slam feels final, and every day demands emotional endurance simply to remain sane. Inside Big Tiger, fear is discipline. Number 8. Rikers Island, USA. Popularly known as the Island. Rikers isn't surrounded by razor wire, it's surrounded by stories. Stories of corruption, unchecked violence, and cell blocks where tension hangs heavier than the air itself. Locals call it simply the Island. And that name carries weight. For decades, Rikers developed a culture where danger could erupt anywhere: cafeterias, corridors, holding cells. Guards often found themselves outnumbered, and inmates learned quickly that alliances could be the difference between walking or being carried out. Rikers didn't earn infamy by accident. It earned it through history. Number 7. LA Modelo Prison, Colombia. Nickname, the Battlefield. Bogotá's La Modelo is not a prison, it's a frontline. Factions divide the facility like military territories. Some blocks are controlled entirely by inmates. Others remain battlegrounds where the wrong step can spark a conflict that spreads across floors. Its nickname, the Battlefield, isn't dramatic, it's accurate. Weapons circulate. Tunnels exist beneath the floors. Guards only enter certain sections in groups, and even then, cautiously. Inside La Modelo, danger isn't random. It's organized. Number 6. San Pedro Prison, Bolivia. Known as the Prison City. San Pedro doesn't operate like a prison. It operates like a world within a world. Inside its walls is the Prison City, complete with families, shops, and social hierarchies most outsiders can't even imagine. But with no guards inside, everything, from safety to survival, depends on who controls which block. Wealthy inmates buy luxury rooms. The poorest sleep on floors. Gangs enforce their own laws. San Pedro is unpredictable, chaotic, and dangerous in a way no other prison is. In here, money isn't power. Power is survival. Number 5. Gitarama Prison, Rwanda. Nickname, the Pit. Gitarama earned the nickname the Pit for a reason. It was built for a few hundred inmates, and became home to thousands. Prisoners were packed so tightly that some stood for days without space to sit. Food shortages created conflicts. Disease spread faster than information. The Pit wasn't dangerous because of violence alone. It was dangerous because human life exceeded the space meant to contain it. A collapse of humanity inside concrete walls. Number 4. Black Dolphin Prison, Russia. Well known as the Black Dolphin. From the statue at its entrance. Near the Kazakhstan border stands one of the most disciplined and psychologically crushing prisons on Earth. Inmates, many of them mass offenders, are forced to bend at 90 degrees whenever moved, blind to every hallway. Cells are under constant surveillance. Routines are drilled with military precision. Inside Black Dolphin, there is no darkness, no silence, and no moment where a guard isn't watching. It's not chaotic. It's engineered. And that may be the scariest design of all. Number 3, LA Sabonita Prison, Venezuela. Also known as Hell's Gate. La Sabonita wasn't just dangerous, it was ungovernable. Overcrowded, underfunded, and controlled by powerful inmate groups, it became known as Hell's Gate. Guards controlled the perimeter. Inmates controlled everything else. Weapons were everywhere. Territory changed hands violently. Certain blocks were ruled by leaders who held more power than staff. At Hell's Gate, danger wasn't hidden. It was law. Number 2, Carandiru Penitentiary, Brazil. Popularly known as the House of the Dead. No prison in South America carries a darker legacy than Carandiru. Long before it closed, inmates had already named it the House of the Dead. Its most infamous moment was the 1992 massacre, but Carandiru was dangerous long before that. Overcrowding, disease, power struggles, and the complete collapse of control made it one of the most feared places in Brazil's history. Even today, the name Carandiru sends a chill through anyone who remembers what happened inside its walls. Number 1, which is the most deadly of all, ADX Florence, USA. It's also known as the Alcatraz of the Rockies. High in the mountains of Colorado sits the most secure prison in the United States, and the one considered psychologically the strongest weapon in modern incarceration. ADX Florence. The Alcatraz of the Rockies. Here, inmates are locked in solitary concrete cells for 23 hours a day. Communication is nearly impossible. Sound barely echoes. Danger at ADX isn't chaos. Danger is the crushing silence, the isolation, and the knowledge that no one escapes, not physically, not mentally. For many inmates, the walls don't just contain them. They consume them. Across the world, prisons were built to hold criminals. But these 10 became something else entirely, symbols of fear, survival, and the extreme limits of human endurance. Some crush the mind. Some break the spirit. Some drown in chaos. And some are engineered to erase identity itself. These aren't just prisons. They're the darkest corners of our world. Which one shocked you the most? Tell us in the comments, and if you want more documentaries like this, don't forget to subscribe for more.